a chorale melody harmonized by J.S. Bach. What is this? One of the most compelling qualities of music is its sense of tension and release. The contrast within themes and counterpoint and variations in structure and all of that. But you know me. It's the design and movement of harmony that I feel is the most powerful embodiment of tension and release. And there's one particular device that is a microcosm of it, which, not surprisingly, is referred to as harmonic suspensions. And you just heard one. Let's take this common progression of chords. We're in D major, and we have with a cadence that resolves to the tonic. Now take the top two voices, the main voice and the voice under it. They both move exactly together. But if the lower voice were to hang on to each of its notes a little longer, they would be suspended for a split second, and then they would resolve. The top voice moves at its regular pace, while the second voice hangs onto each note. So we get these miniature clashes, gentle ones, that release the tension as they resolve. These suspensions are a basic type of counterpoint, voices that move against one another, a very familiar device, especially in liturgical music. And that basic progression here, suspension, resolves, right? We all know that, all right? It's often very reverent, but it can be triumphant. Suspension. So the suspension is the epitome of harmonic intensity, of tension and then release or resolution. Here's an example now from Mozart using the same descending scale, but let's go up a half step into E flat major. But let's begin one note higher in the scale. Here. Again, two voices. The top one moves in a regular rhythm. The second voice suspends and then resolves, like so. But you heard that first one, a very intense suspension. That. It's because of the intervals of the scale, we sometimes get a half step, which is the closest, the tightest distance between any two notes, that produces this dissonance, as opposed to the whole step, which is gentler. So, say in Mozart, say he takes two French horns and gives this pattern to them, with the suspensions and whatnot. You add an orchestral tutti to begin, and the horns play this pattern, and the bassoons play the bass line. And you have the opening of Mozart's great Piano Concerto No. 22 in E flat. So suspensions can also occur when the voices are ascending. We've been doing all descending scales. And they're especially intense when both voices are articulated or are sounded or are struck together. Here's what I mean. Here, here, and here. So a struck suspension, especially on that half-step interval, is really intense, even in gentle music. And I want to show you two examples of this. In Felix Mendelssohn's great oratorio, Elijah, number 7 in the score is written for two vocal quartets, a men's quartet and a women's quartet. It is an exquisite gem entitled, "For He Shall Give His Angels Charge Over Thee." It's in a breezy, flowing G major, and the women's quartet begins. To which the men respond, here it is. That struck suspension, that half step, which continues. So gorgeous. And when we move to the dominant key of D major, the women have their own half step suspension. Here it is. It continues. Amazing harmonies in this little, it's under 4 minutes in length, this little number, but from beginning to end, harmonically, it is just a dream. Here is the opening passage now, and listen for those suspensions. For me, this brief number, "For he shall give his angels," is the highlight of Mendelssohn's Elijah. It's so lovely. And for the second example, I want you to hear music from Hector Berlioz's monumental Te Deum. Incidentally, Berlioz and Mendelssohn were friends, but Mendelssohn thought that Hector's music was too crude. But he didn't live long enough to hear this Te Deum. He might have changed his mind. In the third movement, Dignare Domine, it's very reverent. It's Berlioz at his most expressive. The coda is outstanding. Again, for me, it's the highlight of the entire work, largely due to its harmonies. We're in a tranquil D major, but the harmonies start to darken with a Neapolitan chord. But as they recover, we hear this. Here it is. That striking half-step dissonance, which resolves, and hopefully the conductor understands the emotional effect here. It doesn't blow right through it. Here's what it sounds like. It's almost as if the emotional center of this movement, maybe even the entire work, rests on that single suspended chord and its resolution. But looking back 100 years before Berlioz, we find a great composer, also French, whose music, to me, occupies its own special mystical and spiritual realm, and that is Jean-Philippe Rameau. He was the greatest scholar and harmonic innovator of his day, and his unique voice is largely due to his use of suspended harmonies. And without getting too technical, I want to look at a dance from his pastoral ballet Nais from 1749. It's a gavotte, a slow gavotte, especially in this performance. It begins on the tonic chord. The tonic note A is in the violas, the third, the C sharp, is in the violins, and the fifth, the E, is in the bassoons. So we have these top three voices, and the tonic is in the bass also. So that's all we have. And while these upper three voices suspend, they hang on, the bass descends to a D, which is the subdominant note in the key of A. And when the bass descends, a most alluring and almost disorienting thing happens. And for a moment, you hear this chord. It's like, If you would fill in this chord, you would have something like this. Much too daring for its day. So the harmonies are just very bare, with the triad here in the upper three voices, and the bass descends while the triad is suspended. And then the upper three voices move on. Listen to it here in a performance that draws out this suspension, like the gravitational pull, the foundation that anchors nature and the universe. And you heard the music move on to other suspended chords. We had this, and then, but it always returns to the fundamental. There is nothing that I know of to compare to the ethereal, austere beauty of Rameau's pastoral music, so much of it built on the intense emotional pull of these suspended harmonies. Here's another one. We're in C major. Here's another phrase. Here it comes. That suspended ninth chord, we call it. This is also from the pastoral ballet Nais. And when you hear it in the orchestra, the oboes and bassoons and this warm, intense, vibrant sound, with the organ and the ceremonial drums and the musette, the bagpipe, you'll understand why I'm going on and on about this music. And some 30 years later, in his opera, The Marriage of Figaro, Mozart's astounding genius creates a similar but very subtle harmonic tension, good tension, exquisite tension, essentially the same as in Rameau's Gavotte. It's the same progression. It is in the Countess's sublime aria in Act 3, Dove sono? Where are they, those beautiful moments? It's in C major. The melody, many of you know this, very simple, right? But as the Countess sustains her first note, C, the accompaniment in the strings is this. And this move in the bass is very subtle to the subdominant note F. It's the same as in Rameau. It creates this momentary tension with the upper strings, C major triad, like so. It's there, just barely. It's a Rameau-like ninth chord, which then resolves. When the Countess's line now ascends, she's now singing and sustaining the note E, the third of the key, while the bass again plays the subdominant F. And for a split second, we hear this suspended harmony, the tension of which then resolves. It is so expressive, and it perfectly captures the bittersweet memories that the Countess recalls. But there's a catch here. Mozart writes his string accompaniment in short note lengths, like so. Not sustained. In which case these exquisite harmonies would have been fully revealed. With shorter note values, the harmonies are just more implied. Again, one hopes that the conductor recognizes this and brings out these profoundly beautiful harmonies. Hint: ask your string players to cheat a bit and play slightly longer notes. But now we fast forward 100 plus years to the height of the Romantic era. There's nothing implied about the emotional torment in the finale of Tchaikovsky's Pathétique Symphony. You know this. Here, suspension, which resolves. Another one. Oh my goodness, and as the melodic line sinks lower, the suspensions continue to unfold. Another one. Another one. And again. And finally we hear this. Oh my goodness. And if the conductor emphasizes these harmonic tension points, the true emotional impact, the pain embodied in this music is devastating. Each suspension like a wound to the heart. And yet it's the same device that Mozart had used so elegantly. It's the same device that relies on the genius of the composers to use in their own distinct and unique way. One more. You want heartbreak? In the final scene of Puccini's one-act opera Suor Angelica, she has poisoned herself after learning that her young son has died, and she pleads to the Mother of God to save her, as the distant heavenly voices signal that divine forgiveness is on the way. And Puccini knew that he had to go all out, non-stop suspensions. There's our suspension, and resolve. Another one, another one, another. Another, they continue. Some say that this is excessive, but with Suor Angelica, you either buy into it or you don't. Puccini had to take this emotionally devastated young mother from the depths of despair and elevate her along with us into a state of divine salvation. And he knew exactly how to increase the intensity, not only through his soaring melodies, but also through his personal, very distinctive use of harmony. And he was one of the greats. And in this case, a generous helping of suspensions. I'm all in on this opera. I have always loved it and always will. So that's a brief look at the power that is inherent in the tension and release of harmonic suspensions, which have great variety in their design and voicing, etc., but all of which have the same effect: to intensify the music, sometimes subtly, other times like a bold, exultant shout of joy, like that amazing passage from Beethoven's Second Symphony, the first movement coda, which I examined in detail in that episode, which uses the same basic pattern of suspensions that we first examined. The half step, the same thing. And wait till you hear it in a blaze of glory in horns and trumpets. As Beethoven sweeps away the orchestral tempest he has created, showering the world with joy.